Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. I hope you're keeping well. It's nice to see you once again. This is the preview of West Ham's 12th away game of the 22-23 Premier League season, where we travel to North London to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to take on, well, no surprises there, Tottenham Hotspur for another London derby 4:30 kickoff this Sunday afternoon live on Sky Sports. As always, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, but as you can see from the icon that's up here, there's also Spurs gear in there as well, along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts, so go check those out. Any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, as I always do, I'll be sending it directly on to Iron Supporting Food Banks, the charity in the Newham area that are helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County and slightly further afield over the last year or so to help people put food on their tables in these very, very difficult times. They've been doing it for about 3 to 4 years now, and we all know what the pinch is of the modern day life at the moment. So go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt or a very nice polo or sweat jacket, whatever you want to buy, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I, and you'll be saving yourself a few quid as well. So let's start off by talking about the officials. The referee for this game is Michael Oliver, unfortunately. His assistants are Stuart Burt and Simon Bennett. The fourth official is Chris Kavanagh. On VAR, we have David Coote. Oh dear. And the assistant is Nick Hopton. So not the best, but it's Sky, so what do you expect? Now, as we remember, we drew 1-1 at home at the start of the season with an own goal from Kerr on the 34th minute and Souček on the 55th minute. So even though we came out with a point, Spurs didn't actually score a goal at all in that game. Now, our last 6 away trips to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, or Shite Hart Lane as we like to call it, they've won 1, drawn twice and lost 3 times. So West Ham haven't exactly got the best of records there. You know, as you can see there, we've picked up 3 points from 6 trips. It's not bad from that point of view. So it's obviously an average of a point a game, but yeah, it's not brilliant at the same point. David Moyes' history at Shite Hart Lane as a Premier League manager shows he's won 3 games, drawn 5 and lost 11 throughout his entire career. Now, Spurs are, at the time of this recording, 5th in the Premier League after 23 games, winning 12, drawing 3 and losing 8, scoring 42 and conceding 35 goals on 39 points. And obviously, of course, during the week, they lost 1-0 to AC Milan in the Champions League as well. Now, a lot of fans will be going, ha ha ha, they Spursy, Spursy, Spursy. But for those that watch the channel on a regular basis, I don't care about Spurs. I really, really don't care. And I've tried to genuinely trying to figure this out, because I grew up in a West Ham environment, but wasn't exposed to the whole Millwall West Ham thing. I mean, I obviously knew about all that, but I kind of think the reason why Spurs are still aggy with us, yes, there's the history. Yeah, of course. Totally understandable. But at the same point, I do kind of think that 2 or 3 injuries, long-term injuries to some key players, and they're just as bad as we are. That's the thing. And that's probably why they still see us as a rival. I mean, I don't see Spurs as a rival. No way. No way. Okay. Former West Ham player Harry Redknapp started their European run, which they've continued on ever since, and fair play to them. You know, I've got a lot of admiration for how the way that Spurs have been run over the last few years. It's how I want West Ham to be run. I said that many, many times. But I just don't get the whole Daniel Levy won't trade with West Ham shit. It's bollocks. Come on, we're not on Spurs' level. We hope to be one day. And when we do get to that level, if we ever do, then yes, there's a reason for it. But at the same point, it's another game as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, put your thoughts in the comment section below. Genuinely let me know. Either side, Spurs fans, West Ham fans, let me know your gripes with the other. And don't say, oh yeah, because it's West Ham, because that's not a reason. That's bollocks. Actually, have some intelligent comments on this. Now, their home form of the last 11 games they've played so far this season, they've won 7, lost 4 and drawn none, scoring 22 goals and conceding 15. They've only won 2 of the last 5 home games, so obviously losing the other 3 as well. Now, Spurs' home formation seems to be, as Conte has slightly returned recently after resting from what looks like very successful surgery, which is fantastic from that point of view. You know, rivalry out of the equation. There's no rivalry on this channel, but rivalry out of the equation. It's nice to see that he's back in work now. Spurs' go-to formation at home has been a 3-4-2-1. So, as you guys know, I like to say, go out and exploit the gaps in there and stuff. But we're gonna go very similar, guys. We really are gonna go very similar, and I don't like it, but the only way that the squad seems to be working over the last 4 games now is to go that sort of formation. So we'll go into that more in the starting 11 conversation we'll have towards the end of the video. Now, Spurs' style of play seems to show that the majority of their attacks are either through the middle or down the right-hand side with short passes, and they do like to take a lot of shots. Spurs are very strong at coming back from losing positions, but not recently, as we've just hinted at now. And they are strong at creating and finishing scoring chances, counter-attacks, attacking set pieces, as well as down the wings, creating long shot opportunities and chances through individual skill and aerial duels, as Kieran Dyer and Romero are their highest area duel winners so far this season at home, but they are weak at defending against long shots, defending against skillful players, avoiding fouls in dangerous areas, defending counter-attacks, stopping opponents from creating chances, and are very weak at avoiding individual errors. Now, we know we have the players that can actually really sort of lay into those weaknesses. We really, really do. So it could help. I don't advocate diving in any shape or form, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if Antonio does continue his diving run. He has dived a few times over the last few seasons, and it's embarrassing, but it works. Unfortunately, it does work. Now, turning to Spurs injuries, at the time of this recording, Spurs seem to have long-term injuries to Bissouma after surgery to correct a stress fracture to his left ankle. Lloris is out with a knee injury. Sessegnon is out with a hamstring, but they're all looking likely to return to training at some point around the early start of April. And Bentancur is out until the end of the season, bless him, due to a ruptured left knee ACL ligament. Now, their highest goal scorer at home is no surprises. It's their all-time highest goal scorer now, highest record ever goal scorer, I should say, with Harry Kane with 9 goals so far at home this season, and their highest assister is Perisic with 3 assists, I should say. Players to look out for other than these two just mentioned, plus the aerial duel kings: Son, Kulusevski, Højbjerg, Richarlison, Danjuma, you name it. They've got a very, very good squad. I can't remember his name now, but their right back I really, really do like. But we're going to go into more detail about the opposition now for the Patreons. If you want to become a Patreon, click the link in the description below. £2.50 plus VAT or £3 plus VAT a month. Regardless of that's it. Literally, you spend more money on half a London pint than you do signing up to Patreon. And what we do is we have extended content in there, which we're now going to be recording. So for those who are watching on YouTube, it's going to flash straight over to the next part where we talk about West Ham. But for those that are watching on Patreon, let's now go into the opposing starting 11, tactics, and my thoughts. Okay, so turning to West Ham, we're unbeaten on 4, as I just mentioned earlier. The Chelsea game wasn't the best of performances over the full 90. Some people think the second half was better than the first. I personally think the first half was better than the second. But we are 2 points clear of the relegation zone, hopefully still going into this game on the Sunday afternoon. Last game of the weekend as well, for that matter. So I don't think there's a Monday kickoff. If there is, who cares? But, it will be the weekend, the last game of the weekend. We will be doing the watch long for it as well, so come and join us in there. Now, there's a very, very interesting debate that's been floating around because, as we know, there's a lot of issues going around with sponsorship at the moment. Now, even X has confirmed on the podcast recently that there's a good chance that next season, at the end of next season, we could be seeing an end of Betway after however many. What was it? Where are we? Gosh, I can't remember how long it's been now. It's been over a decade, surely. Must be. Almost a decade. Now, I've been thinking about this a lot over the last year or over the last few weeks, regardless of that conversation being discussed. Now, I do think that we are going to see a little bit of a difference in sponsorship. Personally, I've got no inclination this in any shape or form. This is just purely my thoughts. Bill at the can vouch for this. Bill and a few other guys on where we were talking about before the Chelsea game didn't really have a conversation about it because I don't think they really took me very seriously. But I would love to see Ford as our sponsor once again, because let's not forget, guys, Dagenham Motors used to be the sponsor for West Ham a long time ago. How nice would it be to have Ford back on there for Dagenham plant, Dagenham Motors, etc., etc. You know, it'd be very, very nice. It looks like, unfortunately, there's a very good chance that Umbro is going to be the new kit deal again. But well, we have to wait and see. I hope that Castore come in with a pitch. I really, really do, because I love how the Castore kit's out. You know, you look how smart Newcastle's kit looked. Oh, okay, it's the black and white stripes, but I do think it looks really nice. I really do. And what was it? Wolves' kit as well. Really smart cuts, really nice, simple yet very effective designs. I really want that for a West Ham kit rather than this rehab cliches of retro kits. It really bores the hell out of me. But guys, let me know what you're thinking on this. Would you like Castore? Would you like Nike? Would you like Adidas back again? And it is now. Don't wrong me for that. Nike is the Roman god of sport, and Adidas is the Greek god of sport. So I am pronouncing it correctly. So let me know what you're thinking on that in terms of the kit manufacturer for the season after next. This season I think it is, and then the shirt sponsor for the season after this. Now. After the next season, I should say. Now, looking at injuries, Paqueta's shoulder injury seems to be keeping him out for a few weeks. Likewise with Scamacca's knee injury, but it does seem to be that they are due to return to training this week. Scamacca more so because he was seeing a specialist in Italy. Areola is back in training, but the club isn't rushing him back. I mean, to be honest, guys, we probably won't see him until the FA Cup game away at Man United. Will he be on the bench? It'd be nice to see that, of course. Creswell is a 50% chance of returning this week from the virus that he picked up, and Rice had a virus as well, but he played through it, bless him, which might explain why it wasn't to the top 7 or 8 out of 10 performance that we normally get from Rice, but fair play to him for ploughing on still and doing it nonetheless. Now, Cornet is to resume training this week, but I wouldn't really hold your breath. At the end of the day, we don't really need to rush him back yet. So, you know, Moyes said last week that he's 60-70%. He is jumping around seeing specialists because, as we mentioned on the previous previews, that the injury that he's got is a little bit unusual. It's typical West Ham, isn't it? It's a little. I think the specialist if I remember correctly, the specialist has only seen this once before. And that's it. So, yeah, very, very difficult. Zuma is still recovering, but he seems to be in training, but is also training with a boot. So it makes the starting 11 prediction that we're going to go into now a little bit tricky. It really is going to be a little bit tricky. But at the same point, I do think it's going to be mostly unchanged from the Chelsea game. However, I do personally think this is the starting 11 that I'd like David Moyes to put out. I don't think he will in any shape or form, but I do think this is the starting 11 that we should be seeing. Fabianski in goal, with a back three of Kehrer, Ogbonna and Aguerd. Soufal and Emerson as the wing-backs, with Rice and Lanzini in midfield, supporting Bowen, Benrahma and Antonio up front. So thank you very much for your time, guys. As always, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. So if you have any questions like I did for Ralph's video the other night, by all means put that in there as well. In the meantime, guys, look after yourselves. I hope to see you on Sunday afternoon for the live watch along. Have a fantastic weekend. Take care. I know there's other stories coming out about West Ham at the minute, but I don't really get involved in that tittle-tattle. It's ridiculous. So, and it's a shame that we've had some people leave the channel as a result. But if you're enjoying the content, please do hit the subscribe button, because we have fallen under that 2230 again now. So if we can try and get that back to there with people that genuinely want to subscribe to the channel, not just to hit the target when I ask you guys to, but I do generally want to grow this channel as much as possible. A lot of time and effort goes into this. You can see it from the editing of the videos and everything else. You know, I'm not saying that no one else does, but there's a lot of time and effort, a lot of research goes into this, cross-referencing here and there. So guys, you get this for free at the best of times, so subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and make sure you set your notifications to all so you know when new content is going up and when the new live videos are available as well, and the live watch-alongs, etc., etc. So, guys, thank you very, very much for your time. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy your Friday night. Have a blinder on Saturday, and I hope to see you relatively less hungover on Sunday afternoon. All the best now. Take care.